Hello, good morning dear students. Welcome to our GKRP online classes. So today we will discuss about the rest of the part of what accountability of government and the role of parliament chapter which is belongs to our civics department. Okay. So in our previous class we had discussed about what the parliament, the composition of parliament, after that the organs of government, okay, after that the composition of Lok Sabha and tenure of the Lok Sabha or duration of the Lok Sabha, you can say time period of Lok Sabha, after that qualification of a members or become a what member of, you can say, Lok Sabha, okay. After that disqualification of members, how could a person or member can be disqualified from the Lok Sabha, okay. After that the process of Lok Sabha elections, okay. Then the head of Lok Sabha, about speaker and the power of the speaker, okay. So today let's start from the sessions, you can say meeting also, okay. So throughout a year, 3 sessions are there. Okay, the budget session, the monsoon session, and the winter session. Okay, government have to, you can say, government has to combine these 3 sessions throughout a year. Okay, so what are the sessions? The budget session, then the monsoon session, and the, you can say, winter session. Got it? You can say in quarterly basis, these associations are combined by the government. So the session of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are summoned and prorogued by the President of India from time to time. Then the Constitution says that the interval between the 2 sessions of the Parliament must not exceed 6 months. As a practice, there are generally 3 sessions by quarterly. Okay. In every, you can say, 3 months. Then the first one is the budget session. The budget session commences in the 3rd week of February for passing the annual budget of the central government. Okay, mostly the budget session, in budget session the financial works are, or the financial steps are taken by the government. Okay, after that monsoon session. The monsoon session begins usually in the 3rd week of July. Okay, remember the month that the monsoon session begins usually in the 3rd week of July. Then this session is mostly devoted to legislative purposes. Legislative purposes means in the field of, you can say, making law, new principles, new rules and regulations. This session is devoted. Okay. After that winter session. The winter session generally starts in early November, you can say in the 1st week of November. After that this session is also devoted to legislative work. In here also what the framework of the law, or you can say the the rules and regulations matters are discussed in winter session also. Okay, so these are the 3 types of session, or you can say meeting or assembly or parliament, or you can say Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. Okay, after that we will discuss about the composition of Rajya Sabha. The composition of Rajya Sabha. That Rajya Sabha is also known as the upper house of the parliament. It is the upper house of the parliament. Then it essentially comprises of representatives of the state of Indian Union. Rajya Sabha can have maximum how many members? 250 members. Since number of members of legislative assembly, or you can say MLAs, depends upon the population of the state, It proportionally determines the number of representatives in the Rajya Sabha. The elected members of legislative assemblies together elect the members of Rajya Sabha. Okay, the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and cannot be dissolved, but Lok Sabha, you can say Lok Sabha is a temporary house, because in every 5 years the elections are held. After that the Lok Sabha members, as well as the, you can say the tenure of the Lok Sabha is ended. In every 5 years the Lok Sabha members are changed, or you can say in every 5 years the Lok Sabha is changed. But what it is a not a you can say temporary house. What? Rajya Sabha. Okay, in Rajya Sabha the tenure of the every member is 6 years after the new members are elected to Rajya Sabha. Okay, members are elected for the period of 6 years, and 1/3 of its member retire every 2 years. In every 2 years 1/3 of this you can say Rajya Sabha are retired. After that new elected representatives or new elected members are take the place of that retired persons. The qualification for becoming a member of Rajya Sabha is similar of that of Lok Sabha. 1/10 of the total membership must be present in attendance for holding a meeting or taking a decision. This is called the what? Quorum. So 1/10 of the total membership among 250 means out of 250, 1/10 member of total membership must be present in attendance for holding a meeting or combined a assembly meeting or taking a decision for any purpose. Okay, the majority, you can say 1/10 of the majority should be present, or member number should be present in Rajya Sabha. Okay, this is called the quorum. Then the Constitution of India gives some powers specially to the Rajya Sabha. The Constitution of India provided some powers for to Rajya Sabha members, like only the Rajya Sabha can pass a resolution by 2/3 majority to decide that the Parliament can make laws on any times of the state list. The Lok Sabha has no role in this. Then the Rajya Sabha can decide by 2/3 majority to create new all India services. In competitive line also, what the Rajya Sabha take all the decision. Okay, the Rajya Sabha can you can say the Rajya Sabha has the power that the Rajya Sabha can decide by 2/3 majority in a majority basis to create new all India services like IPS, then IAS. This type of all India services are combined by Rajya Sabha. Okay, then the presiding officer or the chief of the, you can say, upper house, the vice president of India presides over the Rajya Sabha. Who? The vice president. The vice president of India is the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha. Then the members elect the deputy chairperson from among themselves. Thus, both of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are important organs of the legislation. Both Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha played an important role in the legislation field. Okay, then powers and functions of the Parliament. Both Rajya Sabha, after that Lok Sabha and President. Okay, these three members are the body of Parliament. So let's have discuss some powers and functions of the Indian Parliament. Okay, so the law making or legislative functions. The first one is law making and legislative function. That the Parliament can make laws or amend any existing ones on all the 99 subjects enumerated in the union list as well as 52 subject in the current list. The states can also make laws on the items of the concurrent list, but in case of a class between the parliament's law and state law, the law made by the parliament will prevail. So mainly in you can say the parliament is the head of a nation. In case of you can say in trouble, okay, parliament can you can say dissolve or neglect the laws of state also. Okay, so in union list, in concurrent list, the work which are categorized in union list and concurrent list mostly approved for the state and union list for the nation. But in case of you can say emergency or in case of any typical situations, okay, the law which are made by you can say our parliament, okay, it should be implemented in state also. Okay, after that the parliament can also make laws on any subject not included in any of the three lists. This is called residuary powers. Okay, the parliament can also make laws on any subject not included in any of three lists, like concurrent list, in state list as well as you can say union list. The parliament can also form any kind of law for the you can say for the welfare of the Indian state, for the welfare of the nation, and this type of you can say power is called residuary powers. Okay, after that generally the respective states have the power to make laws on the state list items. In certain circumstances the parliament can also make laws on the subjects what enumerated in the state list. Okay, so generally in the state category or in the you can say in the environment of the state has the power to create law or implemented law for in the state category. After that what in in emergency circumstances or in the certain situations what the parliament has also power to you can say make or form law for the state list also. Okay, what the parliament can make law on the state list in this following situation. Listen carefully. In national interest situation, the parliament can make law for the state list if the Rajya Sabha passed a resolution by a 2/3 majority of its member present. Okay, then the parliament can make laws for the state list also. After that, in case of emergency, when a proclamation of emergency has been made either due to threat to the security of the country or a war or a constitutional breakdown in a state. In case of emergency, in warfare you can say in case of constitutional breakdown, the parliament has the power to make law for the state list also. Okay, after that, on request of two states, if the legislature of two or more states request the parliament to make laws for them on the state list item. If two states or more than two states also what you can say make a request to the parliament for forming a law for the respective state, then the parliament will form law for the state also. After that, for international treaties, for international you can say agreement, like the parliament can legislate on the state subjects to implement any international treaty or agreement or convention with a foreign country. Okay, so in this case the you can say the parliament has the power to form or create law for the state. Okay, so this is the you can say these are the legislative function or law making function of the parliament. Okay, after that let's discuss about the financial powers of the parliament. Okay, the matters which are related to the currency that are known as, you can say, financial matters, and what are the financial powers of the Indian parliament. Let's take it, or let's have a discussion that the parliament controls and approves the finance of the central government, union government. Similarly, no taxes can be levied without the approval of the parliament. With the approval, or you can say with the permission of parliament, okay, the taxes are implemented. No taxes can be implemented over the citizens without the permission of the parliament. Okay, then the parliament also passes the annual budget of the central government. If financial matters, the Lok Sabha has been given the ultimate power by the constitution. So in case of financial matter, what you can say, Lok Sabha has the more power than the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the Indian constitution provided, you can say, special privileges, special powers to the Lok Sabha in financial case, in financial matter. So the budget or any other money bill is introduced and passed first by the Lok Sabha. Then no money bill can be introduced in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, there is no provision in the Indian constitution. All the money bills are, you can say, passes by Lok Sabha only. Then only when the Lok Sabha passes a money bill or a budget, it is sent to the Rajya Sabha. It is up to the Lok Sabha to accept or reject the recommendation of the Rajya Sabha. If even after 14 days Rajya Sabha does not act on it, the Lok Sabha can send the money bill to the president for signature. Okay, so this is the, you can say, special powers to Lok Sabha or to members of Lok Sabha in financial matters. Okay, there is no need of, you can say, interference of Rajya Sabha members. Okay, every powers are, you can say, handled by Lok Sabha, or every powers you can say, every powers related to financial activities or money bills, okay, that are centralized to Lok Sabha only. Then the parliament also checks the expenditure of the government through various committees like the Public Accounts Committee, Estimates Committee, etc. are formed, and Lok Sabha has the power to check the annual budget of the government also. Okay, and you can say parliament have totally control over the government and the executive. Who? The parliament. Okay, the constitution provides for a parliament form of government in which the parliament controls the government. So parliament, you can say, parliament totally controls the government. The prime minister and the council of ministers, which is the real executive, are directly accountable to the parliament. Who? The prime minister and the council of ministers. The prime ministers and the council of ministers, or you can say cabinet minister. Okay, this minister as well as the prime ministers are always responsible in, always answerable in front of parliament. Okay, then specially to the Lok Sabha, because Lok Sabha has the more power than the, you can say, Rajya Sabha. okay, and Lok Sabha is the lower house of our parliament, but you can say but have the special powers and functions. Then if the Lok Sabha passes a no confidence motion against the prime minister, okay, or the government, then the whole council of ministers has to resign. The Rajya Sabha cannot pass a no confidence motion against the prime minister or the council of ministers. Okay, only Lok Sabha has the power to, you can say, pass a no confidence motion against the prime minister and against you can say council of minister. If what Lok Sabha passes a no confidence motion against prime minister and you can say or the council of minister, the prime minister and the council of minister has to resign from their post, but Rajya Sabha, you can say Rajya Sabha cannot pass a no motion, no confidence motion. Okay, after that both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha of the parliament, can discuss and criticize the policies of the government and seek information on all matters covered under the jurisdiction of the central government. Okay, both the houses, mean Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, can discuss and criticize the policies means rules and regulations of the government, and seek information on all matters covered under the jurisdiction of central government. Means it is the responsibility of both the houses to check the work of the running government. Okay, then for this the members can ask question and supplementary questions and more resolution and adjournment motions. Okay, for checking of this type of work of you can say government, the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha has the power to ask question or supplementary or you can say extra question to the government, and government has to, you can say give the answer of that particular question which are, you can say, asked by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Then in the morning, when the Lok Sabha assemblies, the first 1 hour is devoted to asking question by the members. These are answered by the concerned ministers or any other ministers or the prime minister. This is called question hour. In the beginning, okay, the first 1 hour it is called as question hour or question round. In the question hour, okay, the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they are asking question to council of minister as well as prime minister. Okay, then a member can also move adjournment motion on any urgent matter to seek immediate action of the government on that matter in this hour. Then the parliament exercise a check on the president's power, impose emergency and issue ordinances. The president's proclamation of emergency must be approved by the parliament within 2 months. Then otherwise the emergency has to be lifted. The ordinance issued by the president has the same value as that of a law. Then this from this kind of, you can say, sentences, this kind of law, okay, you can found that no one is superior than the Parliament of India. Okay, the prime minister, the president, okay, or the council of minister, okay, no one is superior or have superpowers than the parliament. Parliament is the real governing body of our nation. Then such an ordinance has to be placed before the parliament for its approval within 6 weeks of its assembly. This control by the parliament over the president checks the president from becoming a dictator. Okay, so this type of you can say activity performed by the you can say parliament, by the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha to prevent what dictatorship government in India. Okay, within 2 months, if what you can say, if parliament doesn't pass the law or ordinance or bill or president, then it should be the, you can say, manual, it should be the common, as like a common law. Okay, so this type of, you can say, activity or this type of steps are taken by the parliament to prevent what the dictatorship government in India. Then the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers have the support of majority of members. Therefore, they control the parliament, and the proposals submitted by the cabinet are readily accepted by the parliament. And one more thing, especially the Prime Minister of India, okay, he is chosen from Lok Sabha. Okay, the party or the political party who has the majority in Lok Sabha, okay, the leader of the particular party will be the Prime Minister of India. So mostly you can say in the parliament, Lok Sabha is the strong house, and your Lok Sabha has the more power than the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so this is the, you can say, functions of parliament. Some constitutional functions are also here, okay, for parliament, and that are what? Some provisions of the constitution can be amended by simply majority in both the houses of the parliament, like creation of new states, or you can form of new states, and changes in the name and the boundaries of states, or the qualification of the citizenship. Okay, so this is the you can say some constitutional functions and powers of parliament. Okay, the parliament can amend some laws, some flexible laws in the Indian constitution, like the creation or form of new states, about the new name of state, boundaries. Okay, this type of constitutional function and power, you can say, powers has in the hand of parliament. Then after that, certain provisions of the constitution are amended by 2/3 majority of the members present in each house, like changes in fundamental rights or the directive principle, impeachment of the president. Okay, so this, you can say, this type of activity are more harder than the other activities, or you can say these are the complex activity, these are the complex functions of the parliament. In that case, directive principle, in impeachment of the president, like in changes in fundamental rights. Okay, it is compulsory in the both of house that the 2/3 majority of the total members from Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha are present in that meeting, or you can say assembly. After that, they will take the decision to change, to make some changes in you can say fundamental rights, in the process of impeachment of the president. After that, in the process of DPSP, directive principle of state policy. Okay, then some provisions of the constitution can be amended by 2/3 majority in both the houses of parliament, and also require the ratification of the states, like election of the president. Okay, some provisions, you can say some laws of the constitution can be amended by 2/3 majority in the both the houses of parliament. Okay, like the upper case, also require the ratification of the state. It also needed the support of the states. Okay, in case of election of the president, powers of the central government and state government, etc. So in this case, what the parliament needed the support of the state government also. Okay, so these are the kind of our variety of constitutional functions of our parliament. After that, the judicial functions of the parliament. Judicial functions, judicial means you can say judiciary department is independent department, independent organ of our government. Okay, but the parliament only support to the what judicial department to work fairly in that particular what place, or you can say place. Then the what type of judicial function for parliament, that the parliament can impeach the president of India if is found guilty of violating the constitution. Okay, so you can say the parliament has the power to impeach, or you can say throw out the president of India if he is involved in any criminal offense and he is found guilty to violating the Indian constitution. The impeachment of the president must be passed by 2/3 of the members in each house of the parliament. The parliament can impeach several other constitutional functionaries like the chief justice and the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court also. So comptroller and auditor general and election commissioner on grounds of misbehavior or incapacity. So election commission, after that the chief justice of Supreme Court as well as High Court. Okay, these persons you can say if in case of misbehavior and incapacity, the parliament has the power to impeach, or you can say impeach or throw out this kind of person, okay, who hold various positions in judicial system in India. Okay, the parliament has the power to impeach the persons like chief justice of Supreme Court as well as High Court and the election commissioner of India. Okay, this is the judicial function of parliament. After that, electoral function. So during election, what type of role played by, you can say, our parliament, that the parliament along with the state legislative assemblies, okay, elect the presidents, while the vice president is elected by both the houses of the parliament. The state legislative assembly have no role in it. So in the election of president as well as you can say in the election of vice president, what the parliament or the houses Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, okay, played an important role in the category of election of president as well as in vice president. Okay, after that our last topic is approval of emergency. In emergency situation, okay, what you can say what type of role played by the parliament, or you can say in emergency case of a nations, okay, what are the powers and functions of the parliament. So the parliament approves the emergency imposed by the president. Okay, so only what parliament has the power to approve the emergency imposed by the president. The president can impose three emergencies like national emergency, president's rule or emergency in a state or constitutional breakdown, and financial emergency. So these are the three types of emergency which are imposed by president. That national emergency, then president rule or emergency in a state, in a particular state on constitutional breakdown. Then in financial emergency, in financial case, what the president can impose the emergency and only parliament has the power to approve the emergency imposed by the president. Then these emergency cases to operate if they are not approved by the parliament within the specific time. So the emergencies cease. So the emergencies are dissolved if these emergency are not approved by the parliament within the specific time. Okay, if you can say if the parliament or the members of the parliament, okay, they are not passed or approved the you can say approved the emergency which are imposed by the government, then it should not you can say it should not implemented or imposed in a nation, or you can say in a state. Okay, so this is all about your chapter what accountability of the government and the role of parliament. You can say that what the parliament is the superior organ of a nation, and government, you can say government has to work under the leadership of parliament. And this you can say these two organ, government as well as parliament, these two institution was what followed the every rules and regulations of Indian constitution, and played you can say played a key role for making a welfare society in every nation. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.